All right, Counterpunch Boxing. What's up, YouTube? All right, check it out. All right, I just want to give you a quick review of the Kell Brook Earl Spence press review. I mean, look, usually these things are like boring as hell, and I don't like watching them. But I must admit, this one was pretty good. It got heated. These guys going back and forth, and it really kind of. I mean, they kind of hit below the belt, man. They were getting dirty. It started out kind of tame. Brooks saying I'm the bigger welter, bigger, stronger. And then Spence, bragging that he sparred with Mayweather, and Mayweather thinks I'm great. Okay, but what was revealing? You had Spence. He said, "Look." He said, I walk around at 180 pounds, which I was shocked to hear that because, I mean, Gennady Golovkin, he walks around like 170, so I was really shocked to hear that his walk around weight is 100, he said 176, 180. So, now then they're going on there. He's like, you're going to be on the road. You're coming to Sheffield, and you're not used to that. And they're just kind of going back and forth, and you could tell it was about to just get heated at any minute. And throughout the entire thing, you got Brooke and his team. They wouldn't shut up about Golovkin. Okay, everything was about Gennady Golovkin. And then Spence, he's like, look, you're fighting me, not Gennady Golovkin, and this was just a thing of beauty. Okay, Spencer's like, look, you had one good round with Triple G, maybe two. He was like, you got exposed. And, he's like, you're living off the Golovkin fight. He's like, basically you should be embarrassed by it, okay? And now how ironic is this that you've got a guy like Earl Spence. These YouTubers hold him up on a pedestal like he is the new Mayweather. Okay, hold him up on a pedestal, and you have Earl Spence saying, you didn't do shit in that fight, and you quit. He's like, you're a quitter, you quit, and then the trainer's like, no, I threw in the towel, and then Spence and his team, they're like, yeah, but Brooke couldn't wait for that towel to get thrown or the referee to stop, and then he played it off like you're disappointed at the end, but we all knew you were ready to quit, and then they start. He's like, well, and you got who? Sean Porter. You got Sean Porter, and then you pretty much got exposed in the Brook fight, Golovkin fight. I mean, they just got dirty, right? And then he's like, well, who do you have? Chris Algieri, right? A guy that came up from light welterweight to welterweight. You beat him, Bandu Jack, right? It's like, so you don't really have room to talk. But then Spence is like, yeah, but how long you been a pro? You've been a pro a long ass time to where I'm a young pro, right? And I already have two names on my resume, so tit for tat, we pretty much have the same damn thing, minus Golovkin, where I just think you got pretty much annihilated in that fight. So then Brooke went on. He said something about a chocolate brownie. It was a really a racist type comment. He was like something about a chocolate brownie. I'm gonna knock you out, like, or I'm gonna eat you. Something about a chocolate brownie. So that kind of like pissed off Spence, and let me play you a little bit of what he said. And the volume is really low at this press conference, so I'll try to. Hopefully, you can hear it.
Two good rounds with Triple G. Wow, Willie Monroe did the same thing. He did the same thing. You had two good rounds with Triple G, and you hyped off that. You living off that.
Let's see. Yeah. Let's see what you got.
How long you been pro?
The difference is
How long you been pro?
Kell Brook finished on his feet and Monroe
How long you
finished on
been
his
pro? You on
back.
the phone?
See, look, he said you had two good rounds with Triple G, and you're living off that. You're hyped up on. He's like, well, how long you been pro? Like, you got two names, Sean Porter. One guy you held the whole fight, you got a gift decision, and another guy you got the hell beat out of you, and your eye socket broke. Okay, let me play a little bit more.
Two fighters since you've been pro, Sean Porter and who? And Triple G. That's it. How long you been pro?
And your
How long I been pro?
And your fight.
What's your record?
What's your record? Who have you actually boxed?
Your first 25 fights. Your first 25 fights. What was your opponent wins?
One decent
What's your
mineral.
opponent wins your first
It's
25
Algieri.
fights?
Who's the best guy you boxed? Who's the best guy he's boxed?
Who's the best
Can
guy?
anybody
Who's
tell
the
me?
best guy you boxed?
874 loss. You got a good guy? What's your name?
How many wins?
Who's the best guy you boxed, Errol? Who is it? Tell me the best guy you think you've boxed. Tell me. Who is the best guy?
Chris Algieri.
Right, that's your best guy. Alright, that's your best guy. Our best guy, our best guy, apart from Golovkin, in the fight that we won was Sean Porter.
So look, basically you have Brooks' coach. He's going on. Our best guy is Sean Porter. Apart from Golovkin, is Sean Porter, and they're just like, yeah, but dude, you've had the IBF now for a long time. You should have already defended it. You shouldn't have jumped up. Like what about the Amir Khan fight? I mean, basically, look here, and here's the thing. Here's what I like about it. Okay, I absolutely love the raw truth. Okay, I don't like when channels or fans or promoters, coaches. I don't like when they protect their boxers. Okay, it's the truth. All right. I mean, I like Kell Brook, and I think he's a huge talent. Definitely he could be a pound for pound. He is now, but I mean, really, when you look at the record, he's got Gennady Golovkin, which he just got beat badly. And then he's got Sean Porter, and Spence pointed that out. He just said, and look, all these people, hyping you up about Gennady Golovkin. He's like, you don't need to, talk about that because there's nothing to be proud of. You got in there and you got the shit beat out of you. So, these other channels, they need to listen to their new, because now they love Spence, right? Like he's the new Mayweather. Like I mentioned before, they've got him on their pound for pound list, and here he is telling them, like, you got exposed in that fight. Okay. So, and, I don't like throwing that word around, but that's the word he used. Let me play just a little bit more.
Our best guy, right? And you beat Chris Algieri. Chris Algieri, a 10 stone, like welterweight guy.
I give him props for Sean.
That's it. Exactly. So the best guy you box is Chris Algieri. The best guy we boxed and won is Sean Porter.
I give him props for
That's it. That's the comparison. So the press can make their mind up. You can make your mind up. We already know. The best guy we lost to was Golovkin. Fair enough. Yeah, we did. But the best guy we beat was Sean Porter, which is still 10 times better than Chris Algieri.
But listen, if Sean Porter was
There you go. That's just a little sample. And like I said earlier, Brook made the comment about the brownie, which I didn't understand what he meant by that. He was talking about how, I don't know, something about a chocolate brownie, and it just pissed off Spence. So anyway, as far as like who's going to win, I'm not going to give my prediction just yet, but it's going to be a really good fight. I don't see this as an easy win for Brook or Spence. I mean, either way you look at it. So, and that's always been my criticism for Kell Brook is, up into the Golovkin fight, he only had Sean Porter. I mean, that's it. It is what it is. You can't just hype these guys up, and that's always been my criticism. Now, my criticism for Spence is there really isn't much for him. It's mainly his fans and these boxing channels out here, because he just showed, he just proved to me that he isn't in, he doesn't think like all his fans out there think, right? I mean, he had a lot of respect for Golovkin. He told the truth about Kell Brook and Golovkin. So that just shows me right there that, he's willing to tell the truth, and he's kind of an honest guy, and I respect that.